My name is Chad Warner, and I am from Monroe, Michigan, about 3.5 hours from Miniwanca. And my position here is the Facilities Operations and Maintenance Manager.
And what brought you to the AYF, and what has made you want to stay so long?
I think the thing that brought me here the most was just in looking at the website and the different things and talking with different people. Mainly, when I came here, it was to work the school programs. So I started off in the community school programs and kind of shifted throughout different positions. And it's been really good and really interesting to just kind of see how different challenges challenge myself, and then just the different challenges that, with the organization and how I've been able to help. So I think it's been that's what's kept me around the longest, I think, is just really the mission and the challenges that I think we face on a regular basis. And it's never a dull moment. So it's nice to have, the change as well as, the consistency. But just the challenges have been really, I think, what kept me here the most.
You work in our facilities department. What would you say that facilities means to you, especially working in this environment like Miniwanca, where you have such a vast amount of space to work in?
Yeah, so we have 350 acres, about a mile of Lake Michigan beachfront, over 100 buildings. It looks really different. We have different things in the different seasons and what we have to do and what we get to do. It's not just the physical site itself. When I think of, what the facility is, it's what, what this place means to so many people. And that's, I think, what helps me in the times where there's, nobody here and different things. It's all of these things that we're doing that possibly nobody, will ever see being done, that it's all part of the facility, and without the facility we couldn't have the people that come here. So it's it's just a place, but once the people are here, it's really a different atmosphere. And that is what what I think about the most when I think of the facility, is just the amount of space, the amount of things and buildings and areas that the different people use.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You mentioned that mile of beachfront that Miniwanca has. What would you say is your favorite part of working at Miniwanca that has all these awesome sites that you can see throughout every day of just working there?
Probably one of the coolest places that I really enjoy is just when I'm hiking around, checking things, making that trip up Baldy and being able to see both Lake Michigan and Stony Lake once the leaves are off the trees. Sometimes you can see it depending on if there's leaves on the trees, but that fall is probably one of the coolest places when you can see both places. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Throughout your tenure at the AYF, you've been here for a little while now. You've definitely had to have thought about all these different kinds of things that you've been learning throughout your time working here. What would you say is something that is most prevalent for you that you have learned while working for the AYF?
I think for me, I touched a little bit on it earlier, is just change. Something that being willing to change and just kind of go and roll with the punches. I've been here since 2008, so it's been a few years now. And in a number of different positions, like I said, working with the school programs to summer camp, to NLC, and then I think the willingness that everybody has to change and try new things. And it's one of the biggest things that I've kind of had to really learn, not just do one thing one way, but just change how I think sometimes, and change how we do things to make things better.
Awesome. And you mentioned you've been with the AYF since 2008.
Yeah.
And obviously you've had so much time to kind of work with us and grow with us through that time. Is there one specific project that you've worked at Miniwanca that you kind of hold up there as something that you're really proud of? Or
That's a tough one, because over the last number of years we've had a lot of really awesome projects, and I think that to me the biggest thing is just preserving some of the history in the buildings. When we refinished the lodge floor, that was a huge undertaking. When we refinished the assembly floor, I figured it out while sanding that floor in assembly. I walked almost 100 miles just back and forth in that building over a few week period, sanding the floor and finishing it. So I think that knowing that it took so much time and just doing those things, and then being a part of restoring Council Circle and restoring Mendocino Lodge and just some of the West Dining, just some of those buildings that it's just been really cool, that I've been really proud of, that we've been able to update them and keep them because they are, such a big part of camp.
Oh, yeah. The AYF's main work, and also Miniwanca's main work, revolves around youth development specifically. And I'm sure you've seen so many different kids come up throughout the programs and grow up through that. Do you have any specific moments or interaction with a camper that has stuck with you throughout this time?
Yeah, for sure. I think I can think of two kind of moments that really stick in my head. I was lucky enough to be a mentor for the NLC class of 2016, and during graduation, just some of the kids were just talking about what this place and what the people and everything mean to them, and that just during that graduation, it was just particularly hit kind of home with me because I was a mentor for that class, and they were just talking about the mentor group in general and how supportive, and they never thought that adults could be interested and interesting to the point where they want them to to be their best. And it was somebody that was not comfortable talking in front of a group, and they got up there like it was nothing, and he was so nervous during that time, and it just really stuck with me afterwards, and I was just so proud that he did that. And then one of the other things is in sense of working with the facilities team, I've had the opportunity to work with the Avail seniors and work on different projects. And Creekview, one of the cottages that we've been working on for a number of years, that we've depended on those Avail campers to do a lot of the work and teaching them the different skills and what to do to basically redo an entire building. And they were sitting there and eating lunch one day, and one of the girls just comes up and thanked us for showing them and taking the time to teach them. And they were really excited to go back and work on something at home. And then the following summer, she was back and we were working on Creekview again, and she wanted to show some of the other campers what she had learned, and just was so excited that she could be back and working on that and teaching the other kids. So that made me, it was just really good to hear that and see that somebody was so excited about helping out with something that they learned here.
For sure, those programs are definitely so impactful. And going off of that, kind of talking about NLC, a program through the AYF that maybe not a lot of AYF community people know about. And you do take a high role within that and have been in the past few years. Do you want to talk a little bit about your role within the NLC and how that has impacted you?
Yeah, for sure. I started off, I have not really worked directly with NLC the last 2 years, just based on, some different staffing options and different things. But from my time when I started, I started off in NLC working in the facilities and dining hall. And, really it's a kind of a service-based opportunity for staff. It's not, the most glamorous. You're doing a lot of dishes and getting up early, staying up late, just making sure everything runs smooth kind of behind the scenes. And that has been, that was really, really awesome to see some of, as the head of that for a few years, just seeing some of the staff that, weren't necessarily comfortable, being up teaching leadership classes, but we're really excited that they could help out the community in a pretty impactful way that nobody necessarily really knows or thinks about. And then with that, I was also a mentor for 4 years for, like I said, the class of 2016, which, was something that, I was never a part of NLC. I was never a participant in any AYF program. And to be on that journey with that class was really cool because I was right there learning along with them. And it was just, it was an experience that, I will definitely never forget.
Taking all those different roles throughout the AYFs, also like doing facilities and now also getting that experience through program, you've definitely gained this in-depth view of our organization. Looking towards the future, maybe like 50 to 75 years in the future, do you have a vision of what the AYF would look like, or hopes for what our organization looks like in the future?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think, we're in a very, very good place where we are right now. I mean, obviously this year has been a shift with, the idea of virtual and online programming. And I see that being a huge opportunity for us, moving forward, not only doing in-person programming, but continuing the virtual programming when we can't necessarily be on site, whether it's weather dependent or something else. And, I think honestly the possibilities are endless right now with advances in technology and different things. Maybe hard telling, maybe we'll have a place on the moon someday and we can go and hang out. Like that would be really cool. But I think right now, if we stay on the path that we're going, anything is possible. And I'm just really excited to see where that leads, and with the idea of the virtual programming and adding to, what we do so well already and just making it better.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chad.
Yeah.
Just for a message to the AYF community, do you have anything to say to everybody watching at home, just like with all the chaos going on in our world right now?
Yeah, I just want to say, thank everybody for their continued support. I know there's a lot of people that really want to be, at Miniwanca and Mira Vista this summer and this year, and it wasn't possible, but know the place is here, and it's not the same without everybody here. So I really hope that we can see everybody very, very soon. And just, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, and, enjoy what opportunities you can get through through the different virtual programs, and just keep the AYF mission alive, being, thinking about being your best self and what that means to everybody at home. And just thinking about, what they can do to kind of help their communities, and not just the community itself here at Miniwanca or Mira Vista.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chad, and thank you for all your time.
Yeah, thank you.